there's something to slide, I'm sweaty enough that I can just slide my elbows forward till I'm holding everything. And that activates the core also to an extremely high degree, okay? Alright, I'm going to keep this as is because I want to wash everything down. Alright. I am not going to go over the traditional ab workouts like crunches and all of those. Those are going to hit the abdominals, but it's going to mainly hit more of the upper portion. It'll get higher activation up here. A great example is you could just stand and bend and you can feel more activation down there. But the second you straighten up, it's fine. So basically, spinal flexion for greater lower abdominal activation, and thoracic flexion of the spine for upper abdominal, okay? And now think about this when you're using a machine that fully makes you bend your legs up and your hands down. That ab workout machine is actually hitting the full musculature very well, believe it or not. Alright. Now for those who want something a little bit extra, we're going to go ahead and grab our bands again. We want something with a little bit more tension. Let's go ahead and, alright. So let me just move this out of the way. And let me get my camera moved. Okay, well, let's go ahead and angle that. We need to be able to see what the hell's going on, right? So, I'm not going to brace the store right now, because I'm not doing this heavy. I just want to show you guys some other shit you can do, okay? So, we just grab it, make sure you have a little bit more tension than you'd use pretty much anything on. I'm going to release a bit of tension. I don't trust the door right now. And we're just going to go ahead and crunch forward. Some people like to keep it closer. I keep it out more. Everybody's different, and you'll have to work with the door and the bands that you have. I don't personally do that in my routine, but it is something to consider. Oh, I just put that. Alrighty. Caught on the cat scratch post. And now I'm going to go over one more ab variation you can do with this. What we're going to do is just get a good spot somewhere on it. Usually, I'm going to do this with a lighter band. I just don't trust this door with that much tension. What we're going to do here is we're going for some trunk rotation. Get your bands together. Make sure you have equal tension on both sides, roughly. Just get your hand placed somewhere along it. Most likely going to be a bit lower. The reason why is because you're going to put your other hand on top. And because my door is not anchored, it's going to move. But we're going to go ahead and do trunk rotation as well. Alright, your door should be anchored and shouldn't be floppily like mine. But my door is all floppily. Alright, so you can, if your door is anchored, you should technically be more to the side of it, so you can get more of an actual wood chop. 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 That is trunk rotation. That is basically going to mimic the machine where you're sitting on it and going like this, holding the things like this. Alright, so anchor your door then. And that's all I'm going to go through today. I am actually pretty gooch from this week. This is a deload week, so those heavier squats weren't that fun. But I wanted to show everybody this and make sure everybody knew that working out at home is extremely easy once you figure out what you're able to do and how to do it. When you're limited on the knowledge that is being presented, it's really hard to get a full understanding Alright, so basically all you need to do is work out with proper form, have a compound as your main lifts and then consider an accessory if you want even more growth potential. Or if you're doing it for physical health reasons, maybe some mobility issues, do lighter stretch-based accessories for those affected areas, and just maintain that slow form, that stretch. Okay, so other than that, we went ahead and went over squats, deadlifts, some calf stuff. We went over my favorite leg workout, specifically basically the stiff-legged moon pose deadlift. It has I love the activation it gets personally. And then we went over some abs. We went over the differences of targeting lower abdominal specifically, not huge amounts of targeting activation, but the activation differences of different body movements, like thoracic extension for the more upper portion of the abdominal. So any crunch variation, any sit-up variation, is going to strongly have more EMG than the lower abdominal, because the lower abdominal works through spinal flexion. This is why when you do a hanging leg raise, you can do this all you want. It's not going to activate your abs. Just doing this you can already feel it. If you're a heavier person, your abs won't show. So it's still best to work them out though. If you're an individual who is trying to get core activation but not specifically gain mass, so specifically for women, if you're looking for what I would consider all of the leg workouts, every leg workout, everything. The only thing is some women do not want to gain a bulky midsection, and that's where I would say stay away from an isolation abdominal workout and stick with a more core-oriented activating workout. A plank where you slowly bring your elbows out with a piece of paper that you slide on or something. It's some type of variation where you're getting full core activation, but you're not going for hypertrophic potential, which the lightweight or the isolation workouts that will specifically target other areas, if you progressively overload on those, that will start gaining mass. You can still do all of them, but when you start progressively overloading on them, tracking, let's say, a 25-pound decline crunch, and you bring yourself all the way up to, like, let's say, a 65, you will start gaining mass. But if you maintain a lighter and still want to do all of these accessories or isolation lifts, and you still progressively overload but to a slower degree, you could still get a still extremely lean midsection with cutting down without the massive hypertrophic growth. I would recommend, though, that unless you're specifically going for hypertrophy growth, to stay away from ab isolation, like trying to isolate other portions like I was speaking about earlier. Just stick with ab workouts in general. They will all have great carryover to core and other ab workouts. But generally, I do consider, if you do consider doing abs, to consider some type of spinal flexion workout and some type of thoracic extension workout, okay? I know that seems a little goofy, but it does make sense when you really think about it. The last thing I want to go over is you could do some, there is one more thing I should have went over. They're not the most comfortable thing in the world, but you are able to get some good mornings in there, or morning glories. Everybody calls them something different. Call them good mornings. Alright, so get your band on there, and I personally set the band much lower than traditionally to make sure I have equal, and I just make sure the band is, but once again, I don't believe this is specifically needed. It's not hitting my neck, for those wondering. Alright, this is hitting my neck. Alright, so we don't want it to hit our necks. Alright. So that's everything. I'm going to go ahead and just say one more, go over one more short video after this. So I thank you guys, if anybody actually made it through all these. You're a goddamn legend, man. Holy shit. But other than that, thank you for watching. I feel like there's something I'm missing, but, I don't know. Alright, thank you, and have a great day. Bye.